Hey everybody, this is part 2 of my plan with me. I have this pack of vinyls from Amazon and some images that I have printed out online and these Target dollar spot adhesive pockets. And I set up my notebooks pretty much the same way every time. I put these adhesive pockets on the inside cover so that I can change things up if I want to. This is actually the time of year to go looking for them. It's the back to school. It's considered a back to school supply, and you can find them in the Target dollar spot. So I actually haven't bought them in a couple of years because I bought so many a few years ago, and I still have a lot left, but they're really handy to have around. Some of them are really wrinkled. I had to go through mine and sort out the wrinkled ones from the nicer ones, and I'll use the wrinkled ones if I get desperate. But they're super cheap, so I can't really complain. And then the back cover, I do another adhesive pocket. This one I do about 2/3 of the way down, and I use this to hold some stickers. I keep a giant stack of sticker sheets on my desk, and I kind of take them back and forth with me, but this little bundle I keep in my planner all the time. They're mostly minimal icon stickers from a few different shops, but mostly Planner Monkey Co. And then this sticky note, I will write the dates that will be in this notebook. I usually put this sticky in the front, but I wanted extra deco in the front this time, so now it will be in the back. And then for the vinyls, I have a hard time committing. And even though I just got this pack and there's so many in the pack, there's not duplicates. Once I use one, it's gone. So what I normally do is I take a washi tape that I'm not super crazy about. So this green one is nothing special. And I just fold over the tape, put it on the back of the vinyl, and that way they're reusable, they're temporary. But even if I was going to stick them down, I do this first so that I know exactly where I want everything to be, and I can move it around a little bit before I commit. I absolutely love these vinyls. Like I said, there's so many, hundreds, well over 100, maybe 150, 200. And the one I'm sticking on right now, I extra love. It's like a skeleton pinky swearing. Weirdly, the last 3 novels that I've read have been about necromancy. I knew that one of them was. The other 2, I didn't. It must be a hot trend right now in fantasy, because I really didn't know that the other 2 involved necromancy. And the first one that I read, I spent a long time reading it, and I loved it, and I didn't realize it was the first of a series, and it just came out, so it's going to be a really long wait until the next one. So when I saw this vinyl, I was like, oh yes, I have to. It makes my heart happy. So I'm just getting these positioned the way that I want them. I moved them over a little bit from the left-hand side because as the book bulks up, it will bend the vinyl. So I just scooch them over a little bit so there's room for that to happen. And then I have this Lauren Phelps Designs clear cover. I prefer the glitter cover of hers that I have. That's what I actually use all the time. But because I have the vinyls on here, I don't want them to fall off. So I put it in this clear cover. And I apparently have some glue on the back of my notebook. So I'm just rubbing that off. That's why I usually have my cutting mat out when I'm gluing things, because I get glue on this white table and I can't tell. And then I get it all over everything. And the clip on this cover, it doesn't come with the cover. I believe it's called the Midori seatbelt. And I got mine on Etsy. It's a handy little thing if you don't want to have a leather cover on. And then, if you saw my last video, my part 1, I labeled these wrong, and I need to fix them. So I have these scraps of Stalogy paper from cutting down my notebooks, and I don't keep them every time. I've kept like one set. It takes a very long time to get through it all. But when I make really big mistakes, this is what I do. I just glue down a little scrap and start over. So that is what I'm doing here. I love whiteout. I use it all the time, but I don't like to use it for big areas, and I don't like to do like marker over top of it. It doesn't look right. So here I am getting glue all over my fingertips and laying this down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And there's some ghosting with the Stalogy paper, but there is ghosting in the whole notebook, so it doesn't really bother me. I'm going to write back on top of it anyway, and I won't really be able to tell. It's much better than having it labeled wrong. That would have driven me crazy. And now I've realized that I'm not quite sure which purple Tombow I used. So I took my best guess, grabbed a scrap of paper, and yes, that I guessed right. So yes, monthly tasks, personal goals. There we go. All better, like it never even happened. And I'm just gonna put down some washi tape here to like cover that little edge of the scrap that I glued on, so that I don't accidentally like write over it and make it lift. And of course, because I'm on camera, I put my washi tape down a little bit crooked. So I'm just fixing that. Washi tape, like usually when it comes to building a skill, the more you practice, the better you get. I have not gotten better with washi tape. Let me tell you, I struggle so much on a weekly basis, just incorporating it into very small parts of my planner. But I love it. It's so pretty, and it adds a little something, and of course it has its functional uses. So I keep going, but I just, I struggle with the washi tape real bad. It's always a little bit crooked. That's usually the problem, especially when I'm laying it down into the seam of the book. Oh my gosh, it ends up so crooked, and I have to redo it a million times. And now I'm just flipping through to see what opportunities I have for adding my usual deco. And this is the stack that I was mentioning. I take apart my sticker books and I sort them by functional and deco. So this is mostly deco in this one. some sheets there's a mix of both, but this is the one that I reach for. It's a mix of a few different sticker books, and I usually put something like a leaf or a fern or something for my Daily Dow section. I always put a flower right here on the Proud of Me section. And that's about it for like routine deco, and I'll add in some things as I go along. But here I'm gonna find something to just jazz up this page a little bit. This page is relatively new. I've been doing check-ins for a few weeks now, but maybe even a month, but I've been doing them differently. Sometimes it's a full page, a half page. Now I'm on this week on a 2-page spread. It just depends on how much room I have for it. So there's that. I'll add some Tombow later when I've committed to when I'm going to be using this. But that is pretty much it. It's mostly ready to go. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.